Not that Stable 2's library was stellar in that regard. The most recent history in any of our textbooks was over a generation old. But this here wasn't a lack of material. This was a deliberate alteration of facts and context. And the portion of the stable dedicated to education. This was... You know, you're gonna burst or something if you don't calm down a touch. I tossed the book I was holding into the corner with malice. I was about to trot out, indignation wrapped about me like a cloak, when I remembered the terminal sitting on the teacher's desk. The screen was giving off a soft glow. I trotted over, prepared to hack into it, only to be slightly disappointed when it offered up its secrets readily. Such as they were, the entries were mainly filled with notes of attendance and grades. Two stuck out, though. First, I had a real surprise when we tested the young unicorns and their magic today. I had all my little ponies bring in their pets and show me how they can make them levitate. Simple enough, although a squirming animal can add a level of difficulty for foals at this age. I had to let both Butter and Paradise each borrow the class mascot, since neither have a pet of their own. Paradise was thrilled, but I think Butter is terrified of the snake, even though she's been told it's defanged and harmless. Needless to say, Butter didn't do very well. The real surprise was little Quanta, who's been struggling with even minor levitation all year. Now I know these things have never been recorded in girls, but I can't imagine any other explanation. We had a full magical epiphany occur right in our classroom. Quanta not only levitated herself, but she let out a flash of energy that affected all the pets in the room. Most just panicked and had to be recovered, but some, including our mascot, seemed to have vanished completely. And the strangest of all, the arcane flash seemed to have transformed Carrot Tail's ugly old cat into, well, an even uglier old cat. It only lasted a moment. Quanta seems fine. Didn't even realize what she had done. Of course, parents had to be called, and Carrot Tail is traumatized. It will be a miracle if I can teach these foals anything for the rest of the week. Meanwhile, I'm going to write a proposal to have another unicorn stallion watch over these tests from now on. Just a precaution. The second entry that stuck out was 4 days later, and it was the last entry on the terminal. I expected a few parents to keep their colts and fillies home after the excitement at the beginning of the week, but by now they should be letting them back. Instead, attendance is at its lowest yet. Over half my students have skipped their classes today. If things haven't turned around after the weekend, I'm going to have to start calling parents. And if that doesn't work, maybe even the Overstallion. I stared at the last entry for a while. Wait, the Overstallion? Calamity looked at me curiously. What's wrong? This overmare of this stable was an Overstallion? He blinked, and then his eyes narrowed just a little. What's wrong with that? The overmare is supposed to be an overmare. That's what's wrong. It was like explaining to a child, but instead of understanding, his eyes narrowed even more. You saying a fella can't do what a girl can do? Taken aback suddenly, I tried to find the best way to explain. No, it's not that at all. I waved my hooves in negation. It's just the way it's supposed to be. It's tradition. He didn't move. His voice was very even. You're saying that if there was a feller who was better at leading a stable than any other pony, stallion or mare, and had the cutie mark to show for it, and everything, that he wouldn't be allowed to on account he was a buck? I gulped, taking a step back. Damn it, but I was right. Yet there was nothing I could say to explain that I was right without digging myself deeper. So instead, I just clammed up and said nothing. Calamity turned and walked out of the classroom. This time, I followed him. Okay, now I do feel a bit embarrassed. In front of us was another door to maintenance. To our right, the cafeteria. To our left, a maintenance storeroom. In the storeroom, a glowing terminal, several shelves of supplies, and a poster on the wall of a mighty stallion standing brave and tall, facing danger head-on, ready and able, while 3 mares crouched down at his hind hooves, frightened, but looking up to him for salvation, adoration evident in their eyes. Calamity felt embarrassed. I felt something creeping more towards anger. It wasn't that this turn should have taken us towards the atrium. I could forgive a severe divergence in stable design, although it did irk me. It wasn't the heroic stallion or the simpering mares. There's a desire to be special and to be admired for your accomplishment that the poster played to, which I fully understood. It wasn't even that this was the 5th poster we'd come across, and all of them catered to the same gender bias. It was that the stallion in the picture was valiantly holding a wrench in his teeth, and the unspeakable horror that had the girl ponies all cringing like frightened bunnies was apparently a leaky sink. Carefully, so as not to step on another social mine. Do you see why I'm upset? This isn't like give it to the best pony who cares about tradition. This is... Yep. This is manipulation. All of these posters been here since before the ponies trotted up into the stable to avoid the apocalypse. He turned and fixed me with a look. It's like saying there's a job that only fit for a mare or a stallion. I got the point. And that's only true for cooking. I stopped. My ears shot up, and for a moment I bet they could have been steaming. What? What's that supposed to... And then I caught his sly look. Oh. I guess I deserved that. Yep. We were quiet a moment. I turned to hack the storeroom terminal and wrote over the logs of a pony who appeared to be the maintenance supervisor, while Calamity hoof-picked some supplies worth scavenging. The clanging and banging of the pipes continued relentlessly, but for a moment I felt a little less stressed. I felt that I had just made it out of the social minefield, singed but intact. So naturally, that was the moment everything went to hell. I had just finished the 4th entry, and was partway through the final entry when my EFS flared up, with not 1, but 5 ghosts. Entry 1. I cannot believe my luck. Persimmone is one fine mare. The date last night went incredibly well. She even let me kiss her. And her little filly, Carrot Tail, seems to like me too. Even better, I kinda like her. I don't have to pretend like I thought I would just spend some more time with her mother. In fact, we have a 2nd date planned tomorrow night. Oh, and Greyhorn finally fixed the lighting on level 2B. That flickering was driving every pony bonkers. Entry 2. Damn it, of all the luck. First, the whole lighting strip on Guess Which level blows out, plunging the damned atrium into blackness in the middle of a rush. Even worse, Persimmone postponed our date. Some unicorn filly did something wonky to Carrot Tail's pet, and Persimone's been with her all day trying to keep the little cunt from drowning her eyes in tears. I take it back. I hate children. Entry 3. Got called to the Overstallion's office today. Big emergency that required my special talents. Any guesses? He locked himself out. Again. Again. This is the 3rd time this week. Fortunately, any pony with half a lick of sense could get that thing open. Weakest damn lock I've ever seen. Still, just in case Greyhorn ever has to do it, I've left a handful of bobby pins and a copy of today's locksmith and maintenance locker room safe. I've even highlighted the most useful bits for him. So long as he doesn't forget the password, even he shouldn't have a problem. And I made the password his name, so... oh, hell, he'll probably forget it. Meanwhile, my love life's taken a turn for the worse. Persimone's filly is apparently in the clinic. I hear the cat attacked her. I'll probably have to put it down. Entry 4. Where the hell is Greyhorn? Idiot missed his whole damn shift today. Called up to his room, but no answer. God damn it, I've got to do everything around here myself. Oh, and I replaced the entire light assembly up on level B2, And guess what? We're still having problems. I swear to God the ponies who built this place must have been cutting corners. Probably cheated the stable tech out of fat loads of money. I hope their asses melted when the mega spells hit. Entry 5. Still no Greyhorn. Talked with some of the others, and they haven't seen him either. Suggested I check medical. Would be just like him to find some way to fall and impale himself on something all around his own horn. Damn it. There's that scratching sound again. Something managed to get into the ventilation system. I removed several of the covers on this floor. Hopefully whatever it is will fall out. Now I'll have to send some colt crawling in after it. Did I mention how much I hate children? Double, damn it. I just spotted the thing staring down at me. If I didn't know better, I'd say it was Carrot Tail's damn cat. But they caught it, put it down yesterday. Triple, damn it. The damn thing just bit me. I swear I'm going to send a colt up there after it with a flamethrower. Looking up, I saw the dark opening where the covering grate should have been, and several pairs of alien eyes gleaming at me. Calamity, get back there in the ventilation! Calamity backed away at my shout, even as the first creature leapt out, landing on the shelving, spilling a bucket of fuses crashing to the floor. It looked only vaguely feline, but with scales rather than fur, oversized fangs, and cat-like eyes save for the slits ran horizontally. Somehow, that last part freaked me out the most. I had made the mistake of putting little Macintosh away. When it leapt at me, I didn't have time to draw the gun out, or even think. I reacted instinctually, grabbing the creature telekinetically and hurling it away from me, like the thing with the grenade. Only this time, we were in a small room, and there was no place for it to go, so it just thumped back against the wall, pinned and hissing. A second jumped out, hitting the terminal, and fell to the floor. I raised a hind hoof and brought it down as hard as I could on the creature's head. Rearing up, I treated the one I was pinning to the wall a fatal blow from my forehooves. The third jumped right down onto me, claws scratching my mane. I screamed like a little filly. Get it off! Get it off! Get it off! I bucked, panicking, sending a hind hoof through the terminal, with a crunching of glass and a popping explosion. I could feel the hairs around my hoof singeing. I turned towards the doorway and saw Calamity taking aim. Blam! My mind conjured up a flashback of being wounded and dying, shot multiple times by this very same pony, who was swooping down the tracks, aiming at me again. Without thinking, I threw myself to the floor, trying to dodge the shot, a second after Calamity had already fired, ripping the cat-snake thing apart, and leaving me unscathed. I got wobbly up to my hooves, and tried to smile, although I could feel it was more like a grimace. I could read it in his face. He wanted to tell me I should trust him, to tell me to stop being afraid he was going to try to shoot me. But he wasn't going to. He couldn't, because he knew I had every right and reason to be gun-shy around him, that I should be acting this way. In that moment, I realized something. He was actually sorry he shot me. Not sorry he shot the new local hero who saved some townsfolk, but sorry he shot me. He wasn't here out of embarrassment. He wasn't trying to fix some loss of reputation or standing, either in his eyes or anybody else's. He really felt regretful that I nearly died. I didn't even realize I was thinking about him that way, but now I realized I had been. Damn it. Now I felt like I should apologize to him. He turned away, looking up at the ceiling. I figure that sound of the shots scared him off. For now, I agreed. I had my revelation, but I couldn't tell him. He'd just deny it, and then there'd be awkwardness. He was a boy, after all. Damn it! I scolded myself for having such a thought. Not that it was hard to figure out what had me thinking like that. I glared at the stupid poster. I hate this stable. Little Macintosh whipped around, firing off 3 more SATS-guided shots. 3 more of the evil little cat-snake things were blown into oblivion. They were easy to kill, which hardly made up for them being so small, fast, and agile, and extremely aggressive. Several more tried to jump onto Calamity, finding purchase with their claws.